every game we day, from on field to everywhere. Premier League we say, Arthurette is the only way. For me, for you. We chat football, eh. We chat football, eh. Liverpool we day, Premier League we day.
Alright, welcome to We Chat Football. Welcome to a new show. Let me fix this, try to get this out the way so that doesn't hang down. Alright, let's hope that stays like that. Yeah, okay, welcome to We Chat Football. Welcome to the channel where we chat football. And it is the end of the international break. Let me know if you can hear me, guys. Yeah, just a few things. Let me know if you can hear me. Yeah, it's the end of the international break. One that was not needed, to be fair. We did not need this international break. However, they threw us this international break, threw this curveball in. And while the international break was happening, nobody was watching international football, I can tell you that for sure. And then we have a lot of over-the-top comment that happens over this weekend. We saw where people are doing team of the season after 3 games. And I'm like, 3 games in team of the season, that's a bit a stretch. I mean, a lot of players haven't even found their feet yet. A lot of players haven't even made their debut yet. And we're doing team of the season right at the kickoff at the at the international break. That just goes to show that there wasn't much to talk about in the international break. And the question is, do we really care about international football at this moment? No, because there's just too much. It's just too much football. So once the international football comes around, people will use this as a break from actually watching football and just re-energize and then go back again ready for club football, and that's it. Yes, I know some areas in the world people will be more invested when their teams are qualified for the World Cup qualifiers, all that kind of stuff is happening. But outside of that, then it's like nobody really cares. Nobody cares about international football. Nobody cares about who is playing England, or because the games aren't even competitive, to be fair. It's like a high-rated team versus a low-rated team, and teams getting smashed anyways. And yeah, I guess there's a shortage of content, so people go over the top, talk about team of the season so far, talk about all different kind of madness, and not just teams, but we see clubs doing all kind of madness as well, where Forest sack Nuno. Now, for me personally, I don't know if that's a good decision at this moment. It's still a little bit too early to tell at this moment if it's a good decision right now for Forest sacking Nuno. They sacked Steve Cooper, brought Nuno in. Nuno did miracles, I would say. People would say, okay, he bottled the top 4, but however, he took them from where they were the season before, got them into the top 4. Everything is looking good. Here we go again, second time around. What did they do? He called out the board, because I don't think him and Edu is seen eye to eye with signings. So he went out and he wanted to talk to the owner of the club, and the owner is like, guess what? We hire a sporting director, deal with the sporting director. However, the sporting director is seeing this project because he's actually watching, like taking a look at a bunch of projects right across. So whenever whatever Edu says, I think kind of goes with the signings and all that kind of stuff. And I don't think Nuno took light to that, because before Edu came in, I think he had first say of the signings that was coming in. So he went straight out at the defensive, I think, took the wrong approach, very much a wrong approach, because now you outing the owner in public. You know that's a sackable offense. Like, nobody is gonna see their employee out them in public and not sack them. Come on now, that is just common sense. So I think he wanted to get the sack, so he went down that route, got the sack, and then people are like, okay, then who's next? Now on the list is Ange. Ange is on the list right now for the new manager at Nottingham Forest, and I am wondering, like, did the owner not see what happened at Spurs? Again, it's one of them where it's exciting football, but there's rumors that the owner and Ange have like a somewhat of a relationship, like a good friendship or something like that, where he is top runner for the job. Now, I wouldn't personally hire Ange, but hey, I don't run a football club. I just play football manager here and there, and still I wouldn't hire Ange after his experience at Tottenham. But if they're looking that in Europe, Ange could maybe get them over the line, get them a trophy in Europe, then go for it. I just think that it is not the right appointment to appoint Ange at Nottingham Forest, but hey, it could work. It could work, and it could work really well because it's like a mid-table team. Not much is expected, but that would be, I think, Nottingham Forest moving in the wrong direction. Una did a great job, a really good job at Forest, and if anybody come out of this better than how they went in is Nuno, because after Nuno got let go from Wolves and he went to Spurs, his stock kind of took a downward turn. Went to Saudi Arabia, came back with Forest and remind people that he's a good manager. Now, the only downside to that I think people would look at is, can he work in a system that he doesn't have full control over the players coming in, players going out? It's all run by a sporting director, which is most of the model right at this moment is done by that. The only other club right now that I think doesn't go the same model like what most of the other clubs in England do is Manchester United, where the managers are still having a big say in players coming in. So could we see they replace one Portuguese at United with another one? Could Nuno be the next manager for Manchester United? Just putting it out there. Not sure, but wouldn't be without a shout with the level of performance that at Manchester United. There could be a manager change. We could see they release Amorim, pick up Nuno. It wouldn't be a bad shout. And if Nuno went into Manchester United, they'll be set up harder to beat. That's for sure. They have the attacking threat that could be like that could cause real problems in the Premier League if they get a manager in like Nuno. Where I'm not saying they will finish top 4, but they will be a lot higher up the league than where they are right now. If Manchester United was supposed to look over to the side of Nuno, because I think Nuno is a good manager, and for the position where Manchester United is at, signing like Nuno, bringing in Nuno into the club would be massive from where Manchester United is at. But yeah, we go from there. We see it. It is one of the strange ones. I will say it is extremely strange to see that Nottingham Forest pulled the trigger on Nuno, and from rumors that been speculating, it's over Adama Traore. He wanted Adama Traore, and Edu says no, and he tried to reach out to Marinakis, and Marinakis is like, Edu is this overseer for all the projects, footballing wise, under his organization. So Edu is building the squad for the future. You're just here to manage, and I think that's where everything breaks down with Nuno and the owner of Palace. But we see that last season. We see the passion that the owner has for the club, and a lot of people called it out last season when he stormed onto the field demanding answers, and I think that's a good thing, because that shows that a manager is really passionate. A manager, not a manager, but an owner, really cares about the direction of where his club is going. And yes, it could have been handled privately. That's all good, but we all complain, like a lot of us, like our owners don't care enough. Like out of the season, a lot of people were FSG out, including myself. I was FSG out coming up to the season as well. But here we are, spending big, rebuilding the squad. That's a difference. But again, we like to see as football fans, if it was our club, our owner showing this amount of passion into the club, believing that the club can move in the right direction, and he just need the right person to manage it, and that's just it. But I think Nuno is the right person, but I think Nuno just threw his toys out of the pram in the last couple of months. In the last couple of months, that's where it just fell down for Nuno. It's just that he just wanted more and more control. And it's in today's world, managers are not having that amount of control. It's like, what style of football you want to play? We will get you players that fit that mold. And that's the difference. That's where football is. Managers don't get to pick and choose the exact players they want. Managers get to pick and choose the type of players they want, and sporting directors and all of those other people who are in charge of the club go get the player that fit the profile for you. And sometimes the player that they get, if a manager has an open mind to work with the player that they get, sometimes that player that they get is better than the player that you work with before, that you trust. And it's proven over the years. I mean, even my club, Liverpool, Salah wasn't the choice of Klopp. He wasn't the choice of Klopp. Neither was Mane. A lot of the players that came in, Robertson wasn't the first choice. All of these happen. But when you have proper people in charge and they're looking to build a squad, then you find that not every time the personnel align, but the way that you want to build a squad, the style of play that you want to get, they will find players who will maximize that style more, because their scouting network is bigger than what a manager is. Because I don't think any manager has the time to go out, watch players, grab the data, look at the data, figure out who fits their system more. It's more of, I trust this player, I worked with this player before, so it's easier for to bring this player into the club. And with that happen, then that player will help me to get my system across the line. It does not work. It does not always work like that, right? It's not everybody's going to be lucky like Harry Redknapp, where every club that he moved to, he moved Nico Kranjčar with him, and some other player, I can't remember the other player name, but every club that Harry goes to, Nico has to go with him to help him implement his system on the field. Now, we see it with Ten Hag. He tried to do that at Manchester United. It blew up in his face. Because, yes, you can bring the players in, but the players that you're bringing in, although they understand your style, doesn't mean that they will fit in with the club philosophy. Adama Traore to Nottingham Forest, come on now. You can get 10 times players better with the same attribute as Adama Traore, but better. So, if that's just rumors. I'm not saying that this is fact. That's what got him. That's what caused the fallout over the transfer window. But that's just rumors that's coming out, that it was over a player, and the player named was Adama Traore. That him and Edu couldn't see eye to eye on those signings. But again, at the end of the day, you're a coach or a manager or whatever you want to phrase it right now. I would say more of a coach. You're given the tools, and with the tools you're given, you're supposed to get the best out of those tools. Yes, you'll turn around and you lose Elanga. Losing Elanga, I know that they brought in players that could replace Elanga in the squad. Players have been brought in to replace Elanga. Might not be as quick as Elanga to hit on the counter-attacking, but yeah, the players, they have brought in players. And also, I think they want to change the style of play at Nottingham Forest, because they're like, it's too pragmatic. They want to go more of the side of more expansive football, not leaving big holes at the gap. But that's what they're going to get when it comes down to Ange. But not just leaving big holes at the gap at the back, but they want to play expansive football. They want to go out. They want to open up the teams and play, I think, more of a Brighton style football that Marinakis want at Forest, and Nuno ain't able to develop to deliver that, because that was never the Nuno style of playing. Nuno style is result. Whatever can get me the result, get me the result, and with the result, we move forward. But I guess it's the owner wants to see a certain style of football. Again, it is one of those where you should know what you get with Nuno, but you want to change direction, you change direction. But I don't think Ange is the right manager to go to change that direction. And you look out there and you see who is available that they can bring in to move the project going forward. I don't know if they could get a De Zerbi in. I don't know if that's a viable option. I don't know if the style of football that they want to implement at Forest, if it's gonna work, because a lot of players that they have are talented players, should be able to play the system. I mean, you look across the Forest team, the first team does have a lot of talent in that team that can implement that style of football, but one, they have to keep their players, and two, they have to get the right manager in. I don't see Ange as the right manager coming in. He's heavily linked to the job, and I hope it works well for him because he seems like a nice person. And again, second season. Let's see if he delivers in the second season this season. Forest is in Europa League, and if Ange can get them over that hurdle to win Europa League, again, this season, if he comes in and win Europa League, he'll be winning Europa League back-to-back with two different clubs, which, again, would just enhance his reputation as a manager. But again, it's like, does Forest have the players as well that will fit Ange's system? That's another question again. So there's just too much questions around it right now. I know a lot of the players that Forest bought, they bought them before Edu came in, and a lot of the players that's there are there due to the fact that they play more of Nuno style. So it's gonna be a tough one for Forest, and see where they go this season. Hopefully it's not one that's gonna come back and bite them, because again, Forest is it's a massive institution in England, and it's nice to see one of those like original clubs, like top clubs that won Champions League before, back in the Premier League and doing well. And this could derail their whole way of moving forward. As to be fair, it could be. So yeah, we'll see how they work with that and how they move forward. And that's just it. It's all about, can the next manager, signing the next manager, is the next manager the right manager for the job? And that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna all come down to with Nottingham Forest. But yes, it's one that I think sacking Nuno is a bit over the top this season. That's just what I believe. Sacking Nuno is a bit over the top. And that's where we get our content from this week. I did not see this coming. There was rumors, but I'm just thinking that, okay, just wait until it actually goes real bad. But again, the loss to West Ham could have forced the manager's, the owner's hand in sacking him. That could be one of the reasons why they sack him. It's just the loss, that the game that they lost to West Ham as well. But hey, football is back. International is coming to a close. Isak is gonna be Liverpool player, and it's, if you haven't seen our debate from couple Friday Vibes ago, couple shows ago on Friday Vibes, where I said that if Isak joins Liverpool, he'll be top goal scorer this season over Erling Haaland. And yeah, it's gonna take some time for Isak to get up to speed, but that was a mad take. Still, I still believe that it's possible, but I was just hoping that Isak move earlier in the window, so therefore he would hit the ground running at the start of the Prem. But yeah, that didn't happen. But anyways, I do still believe that the amount of chance we create up front, Isak will score a lot of goal. And We might see him off the bench against Burnley, and if he comes off the bench and rack 2, then that's a good start. But we'll see. He should be coming off the bench this weekend against Burnley. He's been out training with the Sweden team. He's gonna be back at Anfield training. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully he can hit the ground running. Almost got into from Mark Guehi. That deal fell through at the last minute because Crystal Palace couldn't find a replacement. Then we move on to what is it called now? Konate, who is about to leave. Rumor have it that he's about to leave Liverpool on a free for Real Madrid. Yes, Real Madrid doing Real Madrid things. Not sure how true that is. I know there's another contract on the table. See if he signs it. See if he's willing to stay. See if he wants to go. Again, that's up to the player. If he leaves, he leaves. We just find replacement. We just keep it moving. Will I hold him in the same regards as Trent if he leaves the club? Yes. Yeah, no difference. I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm not a fan of football and it's good for the players. Nah, I'm just a Liverpool fan. You leave my club, you're dead to me. That's it. Don't wish you the best. You see, it's all gone. So yeah, so that's just my view on the whole Konate thing. But let's see how this goes. Let's see how this plays out. I hope he stays. Personally, hope he stays. But if he doesn't want to stay and he wants to move on and he wants to go to Real Madrid, grass isn't always greener on the other side, big man. But yeah, that would be another one. Leave on a free. And again, all of this came up from the previous regime not properly working on the contracts. But again, I think Konate has a certain level that he believes that he's at, and he deserves a certain amount of money, and the club isn't meeting anywhere close to what he believes he's worth. That's what the rumors are. That's from Konate's side. From the club side is that we put something good on the table. He doesn't want to sign it. And again, club is coming off of the fact that he only had one injury-free season, which, to be fair, started the same way as how this season started. And then Konate grew into the season. That's why I'm not too worried. Will it distract him? Will this whole contract thing cause a problem? No. I believe that Konate is like really professional, but I do believe that he starts season slow. That's just it. I do believe that he's a slow starter to seasons, because last season he started the season slow, where we have Kwanzaa that came in and took over from Konate. People forget that the start of the season, Kwanzaa came in, but there was too much things happening around Kwanzaa that he just keeps going. He just lost where he's at. So that's just the whole thing with Kwanzaa. And then Konate came back in the team, and then Konate looked good again for the ending of the season. So I think Konate is just a slow starter to our seasons, and I think once the season start pick up, once the season start roaming along, yeah, then it just keep going. Yeah, it just keeps going. Just keeps going. Once he starts going, it just keeps going. But again, yeah, might lose another player to Real Madrid. Again, Real Madrid is just the team that keeps taking Liverpool players. So we just go take other players. But we'll see. We'll see if he stays or not. I would love for him to stay. Seriously, I would love for him to stay because I really like Konate and stuff. So I really would like for him to stay at the club. But if he wants to leave and join Real Madrid, then he leaves and join Real Madrid. That's up to him. But again, I'm not going to lose sleep over it, and I'm going to have the same energy as I have for him, that I would have for Trent. Running down their contract and leaving, it's the same thing. And nobody can come and look at me and say, oh, you're a hypocrite. Look at what Isak did. Yeah, we paid a world record fee for Isak. If Real Madrid came in and Real Madrid is paying money for Konate, and Konate said, listen, I want to leave. I want to go to Real Madrid, and we're getting a fee for him. Sure, go. That means the money's coming in that we can replace you. That's just it. Without the money coming in, then you start looking at it and be like, come on, man. And you can't look at us and saying, but it's the same thing you're doing for Guehi. We actually went in, we put the money on the table. Crystal Palace is the one that's allowing him to run his contract down and leave on a free. Yeah, so two things aren't the same. But yeah, it's one of those. It's what it is. We keep it moving. Yeah, Friday show is gonna be good. Friday show is hopefully gonna be a banger this Friday. We're gonna be discussing our final Premier League prediction. Final Premier League prediction, and see if we're all gonna be wrong and strong, or we're gonna see how that one works out. I have a few curveball that I believe is gonna happen throughout the season. Bunch of changes happening. I think now the window is closed. Now we can have a good assessment of the teams 3 games in. Again, I still look at it at preseason, but you get to see certain things. Will it change your mind? And will what we said at the start earlier about who's going to win the league, all that kind of stuff, is that going to change, or people hold the same opinion? Anyways, guys, again, we're trying to get to 250 subscribers. We're at 113. Subscribe to the channel if you're watching this on the replay, if you're watching us on shorts, and if you're watching us even on TikTok, because I do drop videos on TikTok as well. Come over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. All right, peace. Catch you on the other one.